See, here's what happened to a lot of people in COVID. Myself, a lot of family members. COVID happened worldwide. It's the first time all of my friends overseas, I don't care how much money they make, all my guys from my hood, I don't care what they don't have, we all talk about the same thing. This pandemic is worldwide. So it didn't just happen to you. But sometimes what God does is he allows certain things to happen that will affect each of us differently. Now, instead of you whining about the COVID, which is worldwide, it ain't just happening to you, you got to seek out the blessing in it. Because behind every moment of adversity, there is a lesson and there is a blessing. The blessing could be is you have to have a career change. You didn't care about your job, no way. It just paid bills. It wasn't your dream job. It wasn't what you were to do the rest of your life. See, what people don't understand is when a door closes, all God is really saying to you is walk up the hall. It's some more doors, man. Quit thinking this is the only door available. When a door closes, could God be saying to you, walk up the hall? He got another door that's probably bigger and better that he wants you to go to. But if you standing there beating on the door, open this door back up, what y'all doing? What are you doing? The company closed. It's not opening back up. They furloughed you. They're not bringing you back. Go up the hall to the next door. And I know at least 7 boys that heard me speak at the youth prison, and they found me later on in life and told me that that visit to that prison changed their life. I was at my father's funeral, man. I was 43 years old, and I was sitting there looking at this dude, and I realized without him, I wouldn't have made it. And so I started thinking when I got on the jet to go back home, I said, man, what do little boys do that ain't got no father? How do you make it without a father? I started thinking, I said, wow, these single women who raising boys, that's a daunting task because you're having a single mother try to turn a boy into a man and they have no idea how to do that. And so I said, wow. It was actually my father's death that made me say I gotta help people who don't have fathers because without my father, there's no way I'm here today. That dude taught me so much. And that was actually the birth of it. I was 43 years old, so it was 21 years ago. First I just started speaking at high schools, and then I started going to youth detention centers. It's really weird, man, because I've gone to about probably 18 youth prisons across the country. I cannot count. I know at least 7 boys that heard me speak at the youth prison, and they found me later on in life and told me that that visit to that prison changed their life. One kid came up to me, man, and he was an engineer, and he was at YDC in Augusta, Georgia, Youth Detention Center in Augusta, Georgia. Young kid named Prince. He came up to me and said, Mr. Harvey, you don't remember me, do you? I said, I'll be honest, I don't really. He said, you came to the YDC and spoke. I said, you a counselor there? He said, no, I was an inmate. He said, what you told me changed my life. He said, I'd like you to meet my wife and my son. I'm an engineer now. I said, wow. Some great stories, man, have come out of that camp, man. I mean, you know, look, it's not a gimmick. Vision boards are very real. You have to understand that. You have to understand all successful people have them. You're not gonna get everywhere you want in life without writing your visions down, without having them in front of you. It's a scripture. This is not a theory that Oprah Winfrey came up with. This is a biblical scripture. God set it in place where you could have the life of your dreams. He put it in place. There is a way that you can have the life of your dreams. You just have to learn the principles of success. Now, they got all these books out here, but all these books on self-help and success, they're based on the principles from the Bible. Ain't nobody coming up with no new stuff. Proverbs got all that information in it. All of that information is in Proverbs. You ain't got to look no further. But since Proverbs is hard to understand, people have self-help books like The Magic of Thinking Big, Power of Positive Thinking, The Winner's Circle, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. All this stuff come out the Bible. There is a scripture, Habakkuk 2:2. It says, write the vision and make it plain, so that he who reads it will run to it. And even though it tarry means take a long time, wait for it, for surely it will come at an appointed time. That's in the Bible. That ain't in the rich people's copy. That's in everybody's Bible. The problem is everybody don't do it. But it's right there. But you got to do it. I'm just telling you, if you don't do it, it's too hard. It's almost impossible. That vision board has changed my life. Everything I put on my vision board, I get. Everything. Now, you have to understand something. It's not going to come when you want it to come. It comes at an appointed time. That's the trick. But the appointed time is what throws people off. Because when you ask God for something, he sends it. He ships it immediately. Soon as you ask him something, you really believe he'll do it? He boxes it up and he ships it to you immediately. The problem with the package is he never gives you the date that the package is going to arrive. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. Because if he told you the date that the package would arrive, it would destroy the requirement he has of all of us, which is faith. Faith is the belief in things that you cannot see. So if you ask God for $1 million and he tell you, I'm going to give it to you in March of 2020, you wouldn't need no faith. You'd be talking to people crazy because you know in 2020, I'm finna be a millionaire. But he sent $1 million as soon as you ask for it. But it's going to come at an appointed time. The problem is people stop waiting on the package. Then when it get to you, because he delivers only to Faith Street, when he delivers to you on Faith Street, but you done stepped off of Faith Street, you over here on I don't see how circle. He don't ship there. Instead of staying on Faith Street, you done stepped over here to I don't believe it Boulevard, or it took too long Avenue. Then the package come to Faith Street. It's just like the post office and FedEx. If you ain't there to receive it, it got to go back. That's how it works, man. It ain't a magic trick. God is real fair and simple. That's how I got here, because of vision board.